Welcome to Green World, Cooler Cities, a science podcast where we explore how nature and innovation are reshaping the way we adapt to climate change. I'm today's host, Xinrong, and today we are focusing on an exciting urban sustainability solution, green facades, and how they can support SDG 13, climate action. You may think buildings covered in plants, but these are not just decoration. Science studies show they can reduce urban heat, improve air quality, and lower energy consumption. But how exactly do they work? Why are cities especially vulnerable to climate stress? And what does the latest research tell us? This podcast is a part of Science Communication series designed to promote public understanding of SDG, aligning with outreach efforts by global institutions like the United Nations and the World Health Organization. To help unpack this question, I'm joined by our team of speakers, each bring their own perspective from urban planning to climate science. First, we are speaking with Jerry, an urban planner who is going to explain why city temperatures are rising and what does urban area particularly vulnerable to the impact of climate change.
Well, thanks. That's a great place to start. Our major issue is the urban heat island effect. City centers often get much hotter than surrounding suburbs. That's because surfaces like concrete and asphalt absorb heat during the day and release it slowly at night, keeping the city warmer even after sunsets. It's like that. This raising energy demand for cooling, especially in summer, and increased reliance on city, much of which still comes from fossil fuels. That leads to more greenhouse gases emissions and worse climate change. That is just part of the problem. Dense building and high traffic levels also create air pollution, which affects both people and the environment. Our solution urban planner are exploring its green facades, vehicle walls, vegetation, and that provide shade and cooling. They can be rooted in ground or supported by wall-mounted system. In 2024 study, studies shown that retrofitting green facades in Chinese buildings reduce cooling energy use by up to 20%, thanks to improved isolation and evaporative cooling. Another 2024 study, which found that green facades not only lower all temperatures but also support biodiversity and air purification, making cities more livable and sustainable. So these are not just aesthetic features, they are science-backed tools for climate adaptation.
Great point, Jerry. Jerry shared saving and even job opportunity. Next, Yao Tong bring down a funny science experiment.
Hi, I'm Yao Tong, your science explainer. Let's dive into real research on green facades on hot climates. In a 2025 field study, scientists covered an exterior wall with Paternoster vines. At midday, the bare wall hit 62 degrees, while the planted wall was only 38.9 degrees. That's 23.1 degree differences. Experiments in Mediterranean cities show green facades lower wall temperatures by 2 to 5.2 degrees during peak sun hours. Even simple IV installations make a measurable drop. Cooler walls mean cooler rooms. A classroom study found indoor air behind a green facade was 1 to 1.8 degrees cooler in the afternoon, cutting down on noisy air conditioning and sweaty students. So how green facades actually cool? Let's pick under the leaves. The first one is the shade block. The leaves block up to 50% of sunlight, keeping walls out of direct sun. And this one is transpiration, means plants sweat through a storm matter, evaporating water carries heat away for an extra 2 to 3 degree cooling. So green facades are nature's air conditioners, first blocking heat, then sweating to cool even more.
Thanks, Yaotong. Let's show the science behind the cooler. Next, Hitong will share how city regulate and the stress and the limitation of green facades.
Hello everyone, I'm today's science journalist and innovation observer. When we talk about green facades, we are not just talking about plans, but about a quiet transformation in urban planning and regulation. From the steel and concrete cities of the past to green facades we see today, the urban landscape is undergoing a transformation from gray to green. We are seeing policy begins to support this type of sustainable design, with some places even requiring new buildings to include grid wall system. Of course, green facades are not perfect. On one hand, green facades to offer low energy consumption and improve a neighborhood environment. On the other hand, they come with a high maintenance cost, may not be suitable for certain climatic conditions, and could even pose structural burdens. We need to find a balance between promotion and reality. Looking to the future, green building is not only an experimental initiative, but also an opportunity to stimulate the imagination. We can envision a future of a robotic plant walls that not only purify the air, but also automatically adjust plant species according to temperature changes. This is not only a change in architectural form, but also a starting point for innovative dreams.
Thanks, Hitong, and thanks all our exposure. Remember, green facades are not just pretty; they are shape maker and energy saver and opportunities creator, even in hard and developing regions. Thank you.